In your text, page number 137, we have some writing skill. In that, the second one, you have listened to Gaia's story, her plight and concern. It is high time you wrote a letter to your Mother Earth. In that letter, comfort her and assure her that you will take good care of her from now on. She has raised some questions. The Gaia, when she was telling you the story, telling her story, she raised some questions. What you are going to do for the earth in which you have born? She has raised the questions. And through a letter, you are supposed to pacify her. You are supposed to comfort her. In such a way, you have to write a letter. And let me write a letter here. Right. And as usual, in the right top corner, you have to give the address. Your address, your name of the street. The next one is name of your place. And the next one is date. Date of the letter. Since it is a friendly letter, so we are starting like this. And dear Mother Earth, you are writing to your Mother Earth. I read your story. I read your story. The text. She has told you her story in the text. That is why we are starting like this. I read your story. I can feel how distressed you are. Her feelings. As you have pointed out, man has become selfish. We accept it. Through this letter, we accept that man has become selfish. He has no concern for others. We don't think about the other people. He goes on, he means man, goes on spoiling the environment. He goes on spoiling the environment. I assure you that it is not too late. There is an increased awakening among the school children. Again, dear Mother Earth, I read your story. I can feel how distressed you are. As you have pointed out, man has become selfish. He has no concern for others. He goes on spoiling the environment. That is what Gaia told you in the story, in her story, and we are just repeating it, we are accepting it. I assure you that there is not too late. There is an increased awakening among the school children. Of course it is. Okay, and it is continued. We have banned the use of plastics. In our school campus. we are carrying this message to the remote villages. As a project, we have taken up tree planting. And ensure their safe growth. That is very, very important. Safe growth. Every now and then, we organize programs to enlighten the villagers on the importance of afforestation. So I assure you that we will do our best to keep the environment safe and clean. We have banned the use of plastics in our school campus. Not only that, we are carrying this message to the remote villages, and mostly in the NSS programs, the students are doing this. As a project, we have taken up tree planting and ensure their safe growth. Tree planting is, apart from tree planting, and ensuring their safe growth is very, very important. Every now and then, we organize programs to enlighten the villagers on the importance of afforestation. And we have already seen in the text, deforestation, what are the impacts it will give, how it will affect the earth where we have born. So, the students are talking to the villagers about the importance of afforestation. So, I assure you that we will do our best to keep the environment safe and clean. So, in future, it will be all right, let us hope. And yours affectionately. As you write in your letter writing, the other things, and place and date we have not given, and for 2, the Mother Earth. We are writing the letter to our Mother Earth. To Mother Earth. And we do not know the address of her, so simply I leave it with this. Next, let us see the language functions. Page number 137. The first one is translate the headlines of today's Tamil newspaper into English. And your teachers might have given you some topics or paragraph from the newspaper, and day to day the headlines of the news is changing. So it is so difficult to give you this exercise. So let me go to the next one. The second one, make notes summarize the following passage. Make notes and summarize the following passage, and there is a passage given in page number 138, and there is a model given in your textbook in page number 134. And before we go into this exercise, let us see something. Let us how we have to summarize. And before summarize this, we have to go for note making. We have to make notes, and for that you are given some tips for that. See, read the passage carefully. Read the passage carefully. Underline the key points. Tips. Underline the key points. Organize them under subtitles. Under subtitles. Give the points in the form of hints. In the form of hints. Omit examples and use abbreviations. These are the tips for note making. Read the given passage carefully, and you have to read once or twice to understand what it is and how it is and what is it for. You have to read it carefully. Underline the key points. As you read, when you read, just underline if you feel that it is a key point. Organize them under subtitles, and I will show you how we have to write this. Give the points in the form of hints, and it should be very short. Hints for you to develop later on. Omit examples and use abbreviations. You need not write the full sentence. Using the hints and omitting the examples and use abbreviations. Now let us see how we are going to make notes out of this. Page number 138. Oils are of three main kinds. Vegetables, animal, and mineral oil. Vegetable oil is obtained from squeezing oil seeds. Mineral oil is pumped out from deep under the earth. Animal oil is got from fat of animals. To extract vegetable oil, the dried oil seeds are put into the crushing machine. And oil is squeezed. Out and collected. We get oil cake as residue. The oil cake is used as animal feed. Now let us just go through the passage. Oils are of three main kinds. So we are going to read about the main three kinds of oils: vegetable, animal and mineral oil. So three kinds: vegetable oil, animal oil and mineral oil. This is the introduction in this passage. Vegetable oil is obtained from squeezing oil seeds. Number one, we are going to talk about the vegetable oil in the first passage. So, vegetable oil is obtained from squeezing oil seeds and is obtained from squeezing oil seeds. So, next sentence is mineral oil is pumped out from deep under the earth. And in the following passages, we are going to talk about the mineral oil. So, we need not take that point from this passage. Just leave it up. And animal oil is got from the fat of animals. And this one is also there in the third paragraph. In the third paragraph, we have got this one. So, we need not take out now. To extract vegetable oil, the dried oil seeds are put into crushing machines. So, the crushing machines, we need this point to summarize this, to make notes: crushing machines. And when you squeeze it, when the machines are used for squeezing oil seeds, we get oil. And what happened to the rest of the particles of that seed? And we get a residue. And it is in the form of cake we get. The oil seeds are squeezed in the machine, and the rest of the seeds are coming out in the form of cake, and it is called residue, and that is also used for animals as animal feed. Okay, these are the main points we need to take from this first passage. And let me again tell you, while making notes, read the passage carefully once or twice and keep it in your mind. Underline the key points, organize them under subtitle, underline the key points. So, we are going to talk about the vegetable oil. So, only the main points I have underlined. Organize them under subtitles. That is what we are going to do now. Give the points in the form of hints. Only hints, not the full sentence. Omit examples and use abbreviations. And here there is no examples they have not elaborated the points, so we need not go for that. And use abbreviations. There is no abbreviations given in this, so we need not go for that. And let us see how we are going to write note making from the first passage. Since we have 3 paragraphs, let me start with A. As given in your text, in the model, in your text there is a model, and as given in that, we are just following it. So, in the first passage, we are talking about vegetable oil. This is the subtitle given. Subtitle. Now, we are going to organize the points. The first one is obtained from squeezing oil seeds. This point I have written. We are organizing the hints, and I am not giving you the full sentence. Obtained from squeezing oil seeds. Next one. And how we take out oil from the seeds? We are using machines. So, use of crushing machines. Next point is, and after taking out the oil, we get residue oil cake as animal feed. Fourth point is used for cooking. And this point is not here, but we have this in the next paragraph. That is why you are asked to go through the passage totally once or twice, so that we can extract, we can take out the points from the other paragraphs also. Used for cooking and making soap, medicines. Used for cooking, we take some examples are palm oil and sunflower oil and all that we use for cooking. And making soap, for making soap, the important ingredient is the oil. Okay. Now medicines, for medicines also we make use of that. In Siddha, mostly in Ayurveda also, they mostly use the vegetable oils only. Now we have taken up, we have just given organized the key points. Let us go for the next passage. Mineral oil is pumped out by digging oil wells. These are found deep below the ground. Holes are drilled and oil is pumped. Out or forced out. The crude oil is a source of many useful things. We get kerosene, petrol and diesel out of crude oil. Out of crude oil. We also get oils from fishes like whale and shark. When we cut out their blubber and melt it, we get these oils. This is the second paragraph given. Here in the very beginning we talk about mineral oil. Mineral oil is pumped out by digging oil wells, and where from we are taking is not the criteria for this. These are found deep below the ground, and this is very important, and deep below the ground. That means underground. And how they are taken out? Forced out. We need not go for these two, pumped out or forced out. Either this or that we have to take forced out. And what we are getting is crude oil. That is unrefined oil. As we receive from the ground. Crude oil. It will be very, very dark and it will be very, very black. Crude oil, directly taken from the underground. Crude oil is a source of many useful things. So from this sentence we take only the crude oil. We get crude oil from the ground, underground. We get kerosene, petrol and diesel out of crude oil. And this we need. Whatever the things we are getting is needed. What are the things we get out of it? And the next one is, we also get oils from fishes like whale and shark. And in the third paragraph also talks about the animal oil. So let us not take this for the second one. Only these are the main points we need, and let us organize it. So the subtitle is B. Subtitle Mineral Oil. Mineral oil. And we have to organize the key points. Found deep underground. From underground it is taken out. So this I have written this. The next one, how they are taken out. Forced out by drilling and pumping. Just for you to understand, I have just given this sentence, and if you go in search of this sentence here, you may not be able to find out, and this is how you have to compile the sentence. Forced out by drilling and pumping. Unless you drill the underground, we cannot find out the crude oil, the oil. So it is taken out by pumping. So forced out by drilling and pumping. The next point is, what we are getting is crude oil. Crude oil. From crude oil we get kerosene, petrol and diesel we get. And these oils are used as fuel. These are the main points taken out from the second paragraph, second passage. Okay, the subtitle and the key points. Now let us go for the next passage.